For decades, creating software meant typing out logic line by line. Now, AI assistants are replacing that manual labor with the sheer speed of thought. The raw numbers back up the hype. Developers using tools like GitHub Copilot are completing their programming tasks over 55% faster than they did without assistance. Some are skipping traditional programming entirely. In a practice known as vibe coding, users simply write natural language prompts, and the AI instantly spawns massive blocks of functional code to match. But this increase in raw output is masking a growing industry crisis. All that newly generated code still has to be deployed and integrated into existing systems, and those pipelines are clogging up. The tech industry successfully automated how code is written. They failed to automate how code is understood. Because creation is practically instant now, the bottleneck and cost of building software has moved away from implementation, straight into integration. Large language models prioritize immediate, localized functionality. They deliver a working answer right now, even if it ignores long-term maintainability, introducing what engineers call technical debt. This fast but flawed code frequently embeds latent security weaknesses and design shortcuts. As these components interact, they create complex dependencies that are difficult to untangle later. This diagram shows the workflow of open-source software projects. Right now, these communities are physically manifesting this debt as peripheral contributors flood repositories with unchecked AI-generated pull requests. Every piece of incoming code requires extensive human review and rework before merging. This reallocates the labor of senior developers. Experienced contributors, who traditionally write high-quality foundational code, are shifting their time away from original development toward reviewing and correcting others' AI-assisted submissions. AI-assisted contributions from peripheral developers increase the coordination and review burden on core contributors. By generating a higher volume of flawed code, the technology overwhelms the senior gatekeepers responsible for maintaining quality and reliability. Humans cannot process or review code at the speed artificial intelligence generates it. Because of this, traditional development cycles, like the standard 2-week agile sprint, are beginning to collapse. The financial reality makes a return to the old ways impossible. A human engineer costs roughly $12 per day for every line of code they commit. An AI model generates that same line for a fraction of a penny. Manual syntax typing is economically obsolete. In energy economics, there is a principle named after William Stanley Jevons called the Jevons paradox. It states that as a resource becomes cheaper and more efficient to use, overall consumption of it actually increases. As AI reduces the cost of writing code, the demand for complex software is going to explode. Trying to compete with an algorithmic generator on production volume is a losing battle. To survive this surge in demand, the software industry must restructure its entire workflow around verification rather than creation. This diagram illustrates the V-bounce model. It assumes code generation is instantaneous but flawed, forcing a pivot from design straight to validation. Here, gathering requirements triggers a continuous loop of automated testing. Every requirement is made testable before code is even accepted. This requires a new type of developer, an expert generalist. This person no longer needs to memorize syntax. Instead, they orchestrate teams of specialized AI agents and focus on high-level system architecture. They act as conductors. They spot systemic anomalies, ensure components are compatible, and serve as final validators. The developer's focus moves from weaving individual threads of logic to mastering the integrity and safety of the entire digital web. The narrative that artificial intelligence is replacing software engineers is false. AI is ending the era of the typist, elevating humans into the system stewards who ensure our automated world actually functions.